I will take this opportunity to welcome our partner, if I can say, our partner university's Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Professor Anthony Woodman. And Professor Woodman is not just the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, but also is a very big friend and supporter of IIHM over the last 10 years that we have been working, 12 years we have been working together. And every year you will see Professor Woodman coming for the graduation. Of course, this year it would be quite different, but generally for the last 5 to 6 years, and we would be, in fact, ferrying from one city to other campus cities of IIHM during the graduation, and almost traveling every evening and doing the graduation in the morning. So he's the face of UWL for IIHM and for the students and alumni of IIHM who fondly remembers him. And also, I think he adores all the walls of the homes of the alumni of IIHM because of the graduation picture. When you give the graduation certificate to all the IIHM students, and that's a prize picture they put in their best place in the home and office. So even I think in most of the IIHM student home on the wall adorning the words, I think, Anthony, welcome and thank you so much for coming and joining us. These are challenging times, but we are trying to make things exciting. We are very positive, very inspirational for all of us to get this bunch of absolutely fantastic students from all over the country. You are talking to students from right from north to south to east to west, all campus together, and that is what the technology can do for us. And so I will now request you to address them as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of UWL, and of course as you yourself. And sure. You are an inspirational speaker anyway. Over to you, Professor Woodman.
So much, Dr. Bose, and good afternoon to all of you. It is a real delight to be able to have a quick chat through with you now. I would much rather be doing it in person because, as you will get to know as we do meet over the coming years, I also called India my home for over 12 months over 10 years or so ago. So India will always be an extremely special country to me. But also that special and fond thoughts of India have very much been reinforced by the long-standing partnership that we've had with IIHM as a university. And it's worth saying why do we have the partnership with IIHM? Like the University of West London, we look to work with partners who have ambition, who have drive, who are not only national leaders in their discipline, but international leaders. And you have recently joined IIHM, but that means you would have looked through the material about the organization and you will know just what IIHM has done and continues to do in terms of not only educating the next generation of people who will be working in the hospitality sector, and I'll come back to that in a moment, but also looking to drive change in the sector as we adapt to new conditions, but also being a huge force for good, both in India in terms of how the institution can use its energy to benefit others, not only provide you with an education, and also through things like the Young Chef Olympiad, really put India on the map in terms of making a difference around the energy that it has with its workforce, the facilities it has, and how, for someone who loves all Indian cuisine, the whole diversity of what we have. They are important ingredients. And when we started working together, that was absolutely something that attracted us. And when we started working together, the University of West London had a journey to go on, and IIHM have helped us on that journey. I'm delighted now that there are 150 full universities in the UK. We're 52nd in the UK, and we have risen with the help of IIHM and others. We've risen over 50-60 places in recent years. Again, partners are important in that. So we are a strong player. We also, I'm delighted, and I always like to share these statistics. We've recently had the very latest student satisfaction survey for the university. And if you take all of the areas, and there are 27 questions, and if you take every single one of those 27 questions, and then you divide them, we are the top university in the country for student satisfaction. That means that ranging from teaching and learning through to student support, through to extracurricular activities, if you take all those together, no other university can beat us for that. And again, a lot of the credit for that comes from the type of experiences that we see that IIHM give you as students. And so I wanted to introduce it to show it is a really true partnership from the very early days now, when you're new into the institution, to the days when you'll go through the first couple of years and then you'll join us in the final year of the program. You'll be able to bring all of that knowledge together, knowing that we understand you, you understand us, and we're able to take you out into the outside world. And that leads me on to what is the outside world? And it would be very, very, very easy at the moment to curl up and try and ignore it, say it's too challenging, it's too frightening. And all of those feelings are very, very normal. But you see, are pioneers, you're adventurers, you're leaders. That's why you joined IIHM. But you've also done it because you're joining the hospitality sector at the right time. You might go, well, how does that work through? Let me just go through a couple of reasons why it's true, and I'll give you some experiences that we've seen here, and I'm sure the team in IIHM will be able to back up with similar experiences. The first thing is, and it's part of human nature. I could ask any of the colleagues in IIHM, and I could certainly ask colleagues here in UWL, can they show me a lecture delivered last year in 2019 that told me about a COVID-19 pandemic? Where was the lecture on this telling me that it was going to happen? There wasn't, was there? We had a thinking, and we do risk management, we do those, but we did not know. I don't think we even dared pretend something so dramatic would happen to the world, and not just one sector, to all sectors in the world. So there's the first thing. You are going into hospitality knowing now that you have a business that has always been flexible, adaptable, but you now know that some of the things, social distancing, did we really know what that meant until quite recently, and how we'd manage that? But again, we understand the sectors. So you will be the first who really understand that, highly qualified, highly driven people who understand how we work in the new world. Secondly, it's very easy to say, well, will there be a job for me? How am I going to work? What's the sector going to look like? Actually, what we're seeing here, and we work in obviously hospitality, into hotels, etc., but we also work a lot into the airline industry. And again, same as with India, airline industry has been really badly affected. But actually, we're getting more approaches, and it's public knowledge. For example, we had Singapore Airlines approached us 2 weeks ago about their graduate training scheme. Reason? Their biggest fear is that this year people will not choose to do what you're doing. They won't choose to go into a 2 or 3 year program to be professionals in hospitality, or in this case, airline. And in 3 years' time, we will be in a very different environment, and there will be huge demand for you. So again, the timing of your knowledge and the timing for when you will go out into the graduate market is absolutely spot on, because you will be the first who understand how to manage a pandemic, how to be flexible, how to, there are other things that have changed in the world as well. It's made a lot of people reflect. All of that knowledge and thought process you'll have, and you'll be able to move forward. So I think what I wanted to say was, it is an extremely exciting time. Don't at all think that this is the most challenging time. It is probably the most exciting time to be working in this sector ever. Now, I can say that with confidence because you're an IIHM student, because also I know that if you're an IIHM student, you work hard, you focus on your studies, you listen to what your lecturers say, and you take that on board. So again, that's why I can have that level of confidence that between IIHM, University of West London, you've got two institutions that want to be with you, to see you go out and do great things, and be the drivers of the new world we need as we come out of COVID-19 and the destruction it's done to the world. So I think well done on your choice today. And I absolutely can't wait to be able to say well done to you on a number of occasions as we meet over the next 3 years. And above all, when I absolutely know I'll be back coming around with Dr. Bose to one campus each day in India. It must be one of the most packed schedules, but it's one of the most exciting and rewarding week or 10 days I ever spend in my life. Can't wait to be back with you. And I'm just going to say well done now. Well done for making the right decision to move forward.
Thank you very much, Professor Woodman, for that inspiring introduction. And since all of these students would be graduating 3 years from now with that international degree from the University of West London, and as you said, on behalf of all of us at IIHM, very, very heartfelt congratulations to the entire team, yourself, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Peter John, and the entire team at Hospitality School as well, for achieving. This is not a small thing for being the #1 and #2 in the teaching and learning and the student satisfaction, which ultimately is the most important thing. At the end of the day, the student satisfaction index, the teaching learning strategy, these are very, very important. And to come at top there out of the UK university is a huge, huge thing. So I think what I'm just trying to tell, that that degree from the UWL is now even more precious, even more priceless, and even more important in terms of the career progression. Wherever you go in the world, a degree from University of West London, UK will open a lot of doors and windows for them. I'm sure that that is a very important thing for all the students of IIHM.
Perfect. Absolutely agree. And also the Vice-Chancellor does wish to also pass on his best wishes to obviously you, Dr. Bose, all colleagues in IIHM, and obviously to your new students, and he wishes them all well, same as I do.
Thank you so much. And also the students also have the advantage of going for the year 3 and 4 at the West London University campus, and then they will get the advantage of the 2-year post-study visa. So you can actually stay back in UK and work as an employee for 2 years as a part of the post-study visa, which has been just introduced last year. So 2 years of studies in UK in the University of West London. Out of that, I think 8 months is internship, and then you progress after passing to 2 years of work visa. You can work there, stay back and work there, which I think is fantastic once again for the students.
Absolutely, and it's key. And again, that global experience is something you're going to get, as say, I know through what IIHM do, and then you add that onto the experience here in London and more widely in Europe as well. It will make you extremely attractive to many employers when your students graduate.
Thank you so much, Professor Woodman, for your address. And on behalf of everybody, thanks to you, thanks to the Vice Chancellor, and from everybody of all us, I wish all the very best for the next survey. Possibly even better, result will come out, and
exactly.
I look forward to work with you for the in the future, and look forward for another year 3 starting of next month.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining in. Thanks for your time.
Not a problem, and thank you to everybody for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye. Bye bye.